you have your fans, sold out shows,
extended family. I prefer to say.
Extended family.
Right.
Let's talk to the people who have never heard of you or don't know anything about you. Give me like a brief synopsis of your start.
My name is Kevin Gates.
Now hold on. I know his fans are already commenting, but you already know.
All
Fuck
right.
you. Don't watch this interview. It's not for you.
I'll say this. It's simple with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be derogatory toward any other artists, but I've heard the story with most individuals that come in and fit the description that I fit based on my physical appearance. You know, society is unintentionally, I had to reiterate that word, unintentionally stereotypical.
Yeah.
Because of whatever realm of existence that you grew up in, you develop your own perception of things and what things are. So based on my physical appearance, you wouldn't expect me to speak the way that I speak.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this. I didn't come in the game with the big sack of money story. You know, I've heard a lot of artists say, I came in the game with a big check, with a big old bag of money. I came in the game with nothing. I've been in and out of prison since I was about 13.
Louisiana, right?
I'm from Louisiana. I was reinserted back into society in 2011 from a close to 3-year prison sentence. It was 31 months. I was only supposed to do 28 months. They didn't give me 2 months of my credit, so I always say close to 3 years. 36, 31 is close to 3 years.
For what? What was that? What was the last thing for?
The last thing?
Yeah, the 31 months.
Being in possession of a controlled dangerous substance, being a convicted felon with a firearm. Being a convicted felon with a firearm, the law states that you do 10 or 15 years. Being a first-time offender, being caught with a firearm, you do 5, a mandatory 5. But being a convicted felon with a firearm around a controlled dangerous substance is another 10 to 15. So they tried to give me 30 years. For 2 years straight, I was back and forth to court. They tried to give me 30 years. By the grace of the Most High, the Creator, whatever anyone wants to call them, or call it, whatever, the powers that be.
Wow.
I was blessed. I was very fortunate to be able to come from under that. So that was a blessing.
Congrats, I think. Is that the right term? Congratulations.
Well, you got a story to tell now.
I don't look at it like a story, brother. To be honest with you, because you know the penal system, it criminalizes an individual. It takes your fear of imprisonment away from you. So once you remove the fear of imprisonment, and you tell an individual he's been rehabilitated, but you say because of your prior history, I won't allow you to move forward. And you criminalize that individual. You've already taken the fear of imprisonment away from that individual, so it's easier to go back to the lifestyle that you once lived. So me, I'm one of the fortunate individuals that music happens to be my outlet. But those of all that know me, they listen to my interviews, I say the same thing over and over because people ask me the same questions. I can't make up some other way to tell the truth. I mean, I hate repetitiveness, but at the same time, it's other individuals that may have never heard my story. It may resonate with someone spiritually, and they may say, you know what, I'm gonna change because Kevin Gates decided to change. Yeah, my grandfather used to tell me, when you get tired, when you had enough, you'll stop. Did I have enough? Who knows yet?
Doesn't seem like it.
I suffer from depression, and because I suffer from depression, music is my outlet. It's my therapeutic release.
I suffer from depression too.
Yeah, I have happy moments.
Me too.
But for the most part, it's like on the Matrix. I just wish I would have took the other pill and stayed in the Matrix. And everything would have everything would have been beautiful.
What, you stayed with the Matrix be in jail?
No, I'm talking
before
about
that.
Reality.
Yeah.
Reality really hits you and you realize this is what it is.
You should just stay
like a lot of the material things that individuals talk about and rap about and fantasize and dream about, those things don't get in the bed with you and comfort you at nighttime. So I don't care what pair of Jordans just came out. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I really could. I could care less about what pair of Jordans. And then most individuals that are street oriented are the most intelligent individuals you'll ever meet in your life. That's true. Anyway.
That's true.
So we don't even have those kind of conversations in the ghetto or wherever you at. You know what I'm saying?
How does depression affect you?
I have a master's in psychology, so I performed a psychoanalysis of myself.
When did you get that?
In prison. I suffer from unresolved grief. That's what I suffer from.
From what? From a loss?
Unresolved. It's not just, I say I have severe cases of depression that I suffer from. Most of it being loss, most of it being regret, things of that nature. You know,
Are you on a path to fix any of that, or do you try?
like I said earlier, music is my therapeutic release. So I put a lot of hard feelings, emotions. I'm not too hard for myself. I'm not trapped within the confines of masculinity. So I speak about this openly.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other individuals that suffer from this.
I know.
Not have an outlet. But this is my outlet. It's music. Well, that's what I do. I make music. When music no longer does the trick, I'll stop doing it. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Like I say, I'm Kevin Gates. I didn't come in the game with a bag of money. I came in the game with nothing. I lost everything when I went to jail. Everything. People I love turned their back on me. A real talk. You know, the glory days was beautiful. Turning up in the club, buying vehicles, you know, going in the mall with basketball shorts and slippers on, you know, getting dressed in the mall. That was my closet. And all of those things. All of my vehicles and things of that nature. I can speak about those things because I acquired those things in the streets. But everything, I lost everything. I have no, you know, I grinded.
Yeah.
When I went back to Atlantic, I had 2.5 mil off of shows. That lady in the hallway, that's my partner. That's my business partner. That's also my CEO. I've been best friends with that lady for 12 years. That lady has stuck by me through everything. That behind every great man is an even greater woman. And that lady has stuck behind everything that I do. So she was the road manager. She was the DJ. She would take the CD to the DJ and to tell him what songs to play. I was the bodyguard, the rapper. I was in the club with the ice pick and a banger in the car. That's how I was living at one time. But we grinded up a check. We grinded up a sack of money.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what happened with that situation. You know, I don't have any, you know, glorious events, I guess, that took place. It just, this was what it was.
This interview has gone down a very dark lane, Kevin.
I mean,
I'm happy for it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying what I heard before you came in was, ask him about eating ass.
Yeah,
that's
well,
what I was like, this is gonna be funny.
Glad that you asked that question.
Okay.
Well, what happened was I was speaking with DJ Who Kid. We was having a intelligent conversation. I was telling him how I involved myself in an achievement academy, how I mentor the young people about life being about the choices and the decisions you make. Yeah. That's what we were talking about. Then he was asking me about my relationship. And I was saying, well, I nurture whatever relationship I'm in. It's nothing that I wouldn't do for the person that I'm involved with. Intimate, meaning to know an individual. Intimate means nothing sexual. But he took it and asked about anything sexual. I said, if I'm loving a woman that I love, I'm supposed to lick her toes, eat her pussy, you know, eat her booty. I'm supposed to do anything humanly possible to make this woman feel electric. If I aim to please my partner, that's just me. But this is what really tripped me out. Like I say, you got to realize I'm intelligent and I'm excessively analytical. He was just taken back by my honesty. He was like, whoa, and he titled the interview, Kevin Gates Eats Booty. Well,
who did that?
DJ Who Kid, shout out to him.
Who Kid?
I don't believe he did it.
Crazy.
I don't believe he did it to be facetious. Nah. I just believe that he was taken back by my honesty.
Right.
So what happened with that situation was, you know, a lot of other artists, they got to saying, you know, I eat booty too, man. We in salute.
Oh, you started a trend.
Yeah, it started trending. Everybody just, man, they eat booty now. It's crazy.
Girls are very happy right now.
Crazy. It's crazy.
This side of the room is nothing but females, and they're all very happy.
It jumped to like 500,000, you know, my Instagram. So what
honesty's the best policy.
Oh, females?
No, it was a lot of men that was, you know, saluting it like, yeah, he telling the truth. Some other people were like, oh, that's nasty. But a lot of people started coming out of the closet. A lot of men were elated by me coming out saying this. Because this is just something I do. That ain't my thing. You know? But if I'm dealing with a woman, it's the business. I'm supposed to give you the business in here. Yeah. Because, I mean, you going to need this because after this, man, it's about 4 hours of this pressure. You got to be able to take all this here.
Sorry, 4 hours of the what?
Pressure.
He said the pressure.
The pressure. Oh, the pressure. 4 hours?
The pressure.
Oh, wait.
I got 2 minutes. Give me 5.
After
4 hours.
What are you doing for 4 hours, Kev?
5.
Go
That's
hard,
a lot.
bro. I take my frustration out in that lane too.
Damn, 4 hours.
When you bend over, it ain't no telling what's gonna happen when I stand
That's
up.
That's a double feature.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, I don't like to just, you know, brag on myself because like I said, I don't need no introduction. Those who know the business. But anyway, it was crazy. The question I asked is so many men were elated when I said it. So I was like, What other things do these individuals do in the closet that they're not honest about? What other activities do these men engage in? You know, just me being excessively analytical and also, you know, being a psych major. You know, I peer into the mind of others. You know, I try to at least, you know. I try to play mental gymnastics. The whole room went silent. That led me to believe that it's a lot of other activities that these men are engaging in that they're not telling us about. No, I'm honest about
what
What
else
do you mean by that,
left?
Mr. Gates?
Oh, I don't know, but most of the rappers I've met are weirdos. If I was an undercover police officer, everybody convicts themselves. They just tell me all their stories about who they killed, and man, I don't care, man. You telling me to run down? That ain't my business. You hear me? Talking to me about this. You know what I'm saying?
Why do people feel like they should be confessing to you?
I don't know.
You make them feel comfortable?
I don't know, big brother. I done met rappers in passing, and I just come off a charge. I caught a body, and
you be like,
I tell them, big brother, no disrespect, but I don't care. That ain't my business.
Did anybody ever get offended when you say something like that?
I wouldn't care if they would. I wouldn't care if they would, because I respect myself and I respect everybody around me. But if you disrespect me, it's gonna turn into Afghanistan. So I try to stay out the way of those things because I know myself, and I forgot what great poet said it, but they say to thine own self be true. And because I know myself, I try to stay away from ignorant people. Because, you know, they don't understand anything but ignorance. And I go from start to stupid real quick, not 0 to 100. Shout out to Drizzy. I go to start to stupid real quick. I'm talking about real quick, and I know, and I
got a short fuse.
No, I wouldn't say I have a short fuse, but I don't tolerate any disrespect.
How much of disrespect you think? Like what? Like what's something like a small piece?
No, you had to.
Some like
I wouldn't allow myself to be defeated with words because I realize that I'm in a position now.
You could walk away if
I'm gonna walk away.
Somebody says something sideways, you'll walk away.
Yeah, you just talking. You just talking. I know you're not ready.
There's certain things you won't tolerate.
There's certain things I'm just not gonna tolerate.
You get offended? I've been asking people this lately. Nothing offends me.
Talk to me, brother. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, do you get like, is there something that would offend you if somebody, not me, I don't want to start to stupid.
You could use yourself.
Is there anything that somebody could say to you that would offend you?
No, not at all.
Nothing offends me, yo.
No, not at all, because you have to realize, you know, when the mental ward cannot house everyone that should be in the mental ward. So if someone has just feels it in them to just be disrespectful toward, I mean, why wouldn't you want to love all humanity? People being different is what makes life beautiful. Everybody in this room could do something that the other person can't.
True.
Each one should teach one. Each one should reach one. And whenever an individual is against that, that's a lack of something. That individual has a lack of something, and I just believe that we don't make fun of sick people. So I realize that individual may be sick or hurting or whatever. May be hurting and want to get hurt. Who knows?
Who knows?
You know what I'm saying? But that's self-destructive behavior, and I can't entertain that. I'm too intelligent for that. It'll have to be something disrespectful, like a person putting their hands on me.
That you don't tolerate?
At all, man, real quick. Start to stupid. Real quick.
Enough. This is not the way I thought my middle of the day was gonna go.
Not in a bad way.
This is enlightening, though.
We just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, I hate to say this, but brother, I grew up in an environment where death is forever present. I don't know my next moment. My brother was taken from me at a young age. All of the individuals that are my friends, they're doing life. I'm a 2-time convicted felon. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen. They gonna bolt me to the floor. I catch another conviction. You know, and you know, then I.
So you don't think that affects that? Knowing that, if you would get into trouble one more time, that doesn't affect your start to stupid?
No, not at all. Cause I'm like this with anybody. We gonna respect each other, and that's what men should do. Men should.
Is there a warning before you get that way?
No. Why? Talking doesn't solve anything, but we should respect each other. My walking away was your warning. All right, brother, you right. I'm wrong, and I'm walk away.
That's the
trying
warning.
to get away from you.
And that's it.
I know that, yeah, you gonna have to kill me after that. After that, you gotta kill me, and I'm ready to die. So that's just the best way for me to just conduct myself is respect everybody around me and respect myself.
How are your shows? Like right now, just the way you're talking, I just picture like people in like long robes and capes and some fogginess.
I've heard that.
It sounds scary, yo.
I've heard that I have I'm a real emotional type individual, you know, and I display that in my music. I mean, there's certain songs that I play at 2, 3 in the morning. I might cry in the car just thinking about.
Of your own songs?
Yeah.
Or other people's songs?
Yeah, because it's painful reliving those things. You know, like everybody that says they've seen a Kevin Gates show, they say, all I can say is don't expect what you don't expect. They're not sold out for no reason without radio play. So like I say, I gotta kind of be doing something right.
No, if you, it doesn't matter. Radio won't
ask me like, what's your favorite song? And I'll be like, you want me to be honest? And they be like, yeah. And I'll be like, Taylor Swift. It should have been the theme song to my favorite book, The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. Like I said, I read recreatively. You heard me? And I just love it because it was a true depiction of love. You know what I'm saying? Versace belts don't get in the bed and hold you at nighttime.
The what?
Versace belts and Louis belts and all of those things, the materialistic things that people chase after. Those things don't get in the bed and give you fulfillment.
So let me ask you, do people know about your, I don't know, I don't want to say condition, but do people often come to you for advice on how to deal with like
because I have a confidentiality clause. Yeah, because I live a life based on morals and principles. Whatever me and you talk about will only be between you and I and whoever you tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody jammed me up today at one of the other offices and asked me about somebody, and I was like, nah, that ain't my business. You know, somebody asked me about the Ferguson situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm intelligent and I'm a fan of intelligence. I can't intelligently speak about something that I know nothing about. And I was there. Sold out show. August 11th, sold out show. And even being there, I still don't completely know the whole situation. I don't watch the news. Because when I was on the news, I was lied on. They said I did some stuff I didn't even do.
I've been there. So what's like your goals in this game? Like how far you want to take it?
Big brother.
Do you want to be a rap superstar? It doesn't sound like it.
I want to be the best at whatever I do. That's what I want. And the one want that I had has already happened.
Yeah.
I wanted to be appreciated in my entirety. And the people that you would consider to be my fans, that I consider my extended family, they appreciate me in my entirety. I believe that.
Yeah.
I could look at an individual's eyes and see the sincerity. So I see the sincerity. They appreciate me in my entirety because I'm so transparent.
Why do you think so many people put up a front and aren't as transparent as you?
Because they're trapped within the confines of masculinity. Like I said earlier, I believe it has to go with where they grew up at. And, you know, it's not okay to be soft. You got to be a tough guy all the time, you know. It's people just, you know, they feel like that. I wasn't doing this as a gimmick. I love being in love.
Yeah.
The last time, you know, I missed that. I missed a woman playing in my hand, making me, you know, my homeboys ain't about to never touch me like this up. In life, you do it, man. Tell your mama get some black clothes. If ever. Tell your mama get some black clothes. We're going to respect each other like me. If you ever, you know, cross that boundary, tell your mama get some black clothes. You know, she might need, her people might need to get some too. I ain't no telling where it's going to go after that because I don't like to leave no ends untied. I have children. I don't like to look over my shoulders. We're going to get it over with quick, and that's going to be that. I ain't got time to be beefing and that silliness, that's foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's foolishness. All on a record talking about it. No, pull up.
Pull up.
Yeah, start the stupid real quick. It's simple. It ain't hard. It's simple. You don't like this person, there you go right there. Give him the business or die trying. And I'm going to respect it. He went out in a blaze of glory. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, whoever, whatever. Kevin, when I see you, I'm going to kill you. You know, okay. I ain't about to go get no running shoes, but okay. There's a lot of people that don't like me because, like, I've done things that I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily proud of. I've done, you know, duty calls. You know, the call of duty, you know. So a lot of people don't necessarily, and I ain't going to say a lot of people love what I stand for, but it's certain individuals that feel like, you know, he shouldn't be where he at and he's a criminal and he's this and that, but hey, what's meant to be.
Are you somebody's
what's meant to be will be.
Untied end now?
I don't leave loose ends, big brother.
No, are you somebody else's loose end?
Are
Everything
don't do that. Yeah,
You
I
can
go,
move freely.
Yeah, I go in the neighborhood with my daughter, with my son. I let them get out on the block. You know, you play with me. You know, and you don't succeed. Man, tell your mama.
Do you have any rap friends?
Yeah, Starlito. That's my favorite rapper.
Who's
and I
Starlito?
just started listening to Nipsey Hussle. And I like the old Drake. I like when he exhibits vulnerability. I love that.
He doesn't anymore?
He was the. I ain't been listening to none of his new stuff. I like his old album.
Yeah.
You know, I like the old album. I listened to Nothing Was the Same, but it wasn't like that old album.
Yeah.
That old album touch you when you riding late night, 2, 3 in the morning.
So you listen to like the words and the meaning of the song.
Taylor Swift, like mine. Do you remember we were sitting there by the water? You put your arm around me for the first time. You know, that's my favorite song. That sounds believable. This other guy had 1,000 Lamborghinis and 100 choppers, and then people out here, so many rap talk about, man, I got an AK-47. That's a very bulky gun. You cannot do a walk up with that gun. That's a long, bulky gun. Now they got the ones with the fold down stock and all that, but I'm gonna see you, but when you detaching on clips and all that. Now if you say something like, man, I ran up on him with the Mac 11, okay, I could believe that. That's alley play. That's alley play, you know. And I'm giving you a little bit of insight that I shouldn't be, but hey, that's alley play. But it's certain things that individuals say.
You was transparent, bro.
Yeah, it's certain things that individuals say that I don't see how it's humanly possible. I don't see it.
Everything you say on your songs is real and humanly possible.
I would like to think so.